Okay, I'm back. This is Brant from tradeguild.blogspot.com. And real quick, I just want to introduce my wife, Julia. I want her to say something to you guys because she has a sexy Hungarian voice. Go ahead, Julia. Say hi to everybody. Come on.
Hello, everybody.
You want to give a shout out to anybody?
No.
You want to thank anybody?
Oh, thank you very much for everybody for all of your donations.
Oh,
Um,
she's good.
it's very nice, and thank you for appreciating my husband's work and taking all this time and effort.
Okay, baby, I
Um,
only got 10 minutes on the video.
oh, stop it.
Okay. That's the lovely and talented Julia, economics major. She went to school here at FAU University in Boca Raton.
Math major.
I'm sorry, math major with a minor in economics, and she did that only having spoke English for about 5 years. So pretty impressive, very beautiful, and you can see the pictures on the blog. Anyway, moving along. She's a little embarrassed now. These are short ideas, and the first one up is AZO, which is AutoZone Inc. And I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of these short ideas are so-so. I see a lot of great shorts that need to rally up to get in a good position, but this is the best I could find for you, and we'll look at them. So AZO, trend line in effect here. There's your downtrend. 50-day moving average has crossed below that 200-day moving average, which typically, for trend systems and crossover systems, that's a sell signal, and a longer-term sell signal as well. Basically, the way we want to play this, we have the 50-day moving average and the the trend line both about in the same vicinity. So if we can get a rally up to that area, then quite simply we would short it right there and be done with it. If it breaks above this trend line, of course, then we want to stop out. So maybe if it breaks above something like 90, then you could stop out there. We also have my trend system here, and here it is on a 3-day. So it tracks this. You can see a breakout above this blue upper trend line or channel, price channel, would represent a stop. Now that is on a closing basis. So you can see we got close here. It didn't happen. It kept us in the trade. If you were in the trade back here in April, you could have caught all this meat. And still, we are still within that channel. Just about $90 is where it's sitting right now, and that moves down every day. So I think the stop we discussed just a minute ago will probably work for AZO. Next up is NTAP. This is Network Appliance. Same kind of deal here. We have this trend line, which was former support. It was acting as support, and then it broke through on big volume right over here, you can see. And now it's rallied back up on light volume. You can see the volume's diminished there. Time segmented volume here is well below this zero line. It's this red indicator in here, and it's just not doing anything. So we're really in a shortable position right now. I'm going to zoom in. You can see if you can get an entry anywhere around 30, you're in pretty good shape. I would probably use, I'd say 31 as a stop. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, I would use 31 as a stop at this point, and see what happens. It's been hovering in that area for almost a month, so this may be one you have to kind of sit on and wait. We'll see. Let's move along to NTES, and this is NetEase.com, Internet Information Providers, and here we go. Here's this trend trend line that I've drawn in is like we discussed in the earlier video, a support zone from a rising window gap. So here's the gap between there and there, and here's support. It acted as support. Now it failed right here, and this is one way you can tell it was support. was because when you get a failure through it, it's typically on increased volume. So you can see that failure there on increased volume. You got this gap down, and now it has rallied back up pretty close to former support, which is now resistance. Also, the 200-day moving average is hovering around that area, and I think should it break above that support line or resistance line, I'm sorry, and the 200-day moving average, you would stop out. So that's somewhere around 1950 or so. Ultimately, I'd like to see a better entry here. I'd like to see something, up around 19 here like we had the other day. And I think this was on the short list the other day too. So it was a nice position to jump into. Let's take a look at one more before I cut this video and bring you a final video. This is TTMI. I've been short this stock for quite a while. I think since early June. Right there is where I shorted it. So I've had a nice ride. I've caught it from 14 down to 1090. Back here, I covered half of my position, and over here, I think this day, I reinitiated that short and added to it. So, there's a possibility that it rallies up a little bit with this market, and somewhere around 1150 would be just a really sweet entry, and then of course you'd want a stop above 12. I'm going to show you a couple other things here. There's the trend channel, linear regression. You can see it's well within the middle of that channel. There's no, I don't think there's any imminent danger here in this busting out into a big uptrend or anything like that. Here's my confirmation screen. You can see I got confirmation way back here in May. That 10-day crossed below the 22-day. Now, I didn't have confirmation in these other two indicators until, until about the end of May. And then we got this little bump here, and here's another opportunity there to go short, and everything's in gear this time around. So, I think there's maybe one more screen I want to show you. Yeah, let's look at my stop channel, and let's see how we would play this. I would play this on a 2-day. There we go. So basically, our stop right now is sitting at about $12.60. Being that we want an entry between 1150 and 12, that's a pretty reasonable stop, I think. Ultimately, I will tell you a target on this one because I've assessed it about as far as where I'm going to get out. It's a head and shoulders top. Let me just remove this. There we go. It's a head and shoulders top. So here's the shoulder, here's the head, and here's the shoulder. It's actually a complex head and shoulders top. It's not a typical clean regular one. But we have a measuring implication. You basically measure from the neckline, which is right here, to the top of the head, and then take that number, whatever that is, and go from the neckline down. Okay, and that is where we expect to see this stock halt its slide. I am going to say that I'm looking for about $7.50 to $8 in this guy, and we have pretty good support in that level right in here, and you can see some support right there after I scribbled it all out. Let's try that again. There it is, support. So somewhere in this area, 750 to 850 is what I'm looking for. So there's still some juice left in TTMI. That's it for this video. I'm going to come back with one final.